The moment the sound of breaking glass echoed through the hallway, everyone froze. A hush fell over the school corridor, eyes wide, jaws dropping, because the quiet girl no one ever noticed had just thrown the biggest bully in school to the ground so hard, the tiles cracked beneath him. But to really understand that moment, the snap, the courage, the heartbreak behind it, you'd have to know who she was. Her name was Lily. 16, shy, and almost invisible. The kind of girl who always kept her head down, her books clutched to her chest like armor. She wore thick glasses that were too big for her small face, and her clothes were always neat but plain. Most people didn't even know the sound of her voice. Except the bullies did. Every school has that one group, the loud, laughing kind that gets away with everything because teachers don't want to deal with them. For Lily, that group was led by Mason, tall, popular, and cruel in that effortless way that made others laugh. Mason didn't hate Lily, not really. She was just an easy target. And to him, that was enough. It started small. Books knocked out of her hands. A few whispered insults. A trip in the hallway. But every act chipped a little more away from Lily's sense of safety. She told no one. Not even her mom, who worked double shifts and came home too tired to notice the tremble in her daughter's hands. Then came the day that changed everything. It was a Friday afternoon, the last bell had just rung, and Lily was walking home. The sunlight spilled across the hallway tiles, making the world look warm, but inside her, there was only cold. Mason and his friend spotted her by the lockers. She heard the laughter before she saw them. "Hey, Four Eyes," Mason called. "You forgot something." Lily didn't turn around. She kept walking, heart pounding. But then she felt it, the rough tug on her backpack, the sudden motion, and her glasses snatched off her face. "Let's see how you look without them," Mason said, holding the glasses up high. His friend snickered. The world blurred for Lily, shapes melting together into cruel, laughing outlines. "Give them back," she said softly. Her voice trembled, but her hands clenched into fists. "Oh, she speaks." Mason mocked, waving her glasses like a trophy. "You want them? Come get them." Something inside Lily snapped, not anger, exactly, but something deeper. A tiredness that came from being small too long. From letting people walk over her because she didn't believe she could stop them. Lily had been taking judo for a few months. It was her mom's idea, a way to build confidence. She had never used it, never wanted to. But in that moment, her body remembered every movement her teacher drilled into her. When Mason stepped closer, teasing, Lily's vision cleared in her mind even if her eyes couldn't see well. She could sense his shape, his weight shifting. And then she moved. It was fast, instinctive, a grab, a pivot, and a throw. Mason's laughter turned into a shocked yell as his body lifted off the ground and slammed into the tiles with a deafening crack. The floor beneath him splintered. The hallway gasped. Silence. Lily stood there, chest heaving, her glasses lying a few feet away. Mason groaned on the ground, dazed, disbelief written all over his face. His friends didn't laugh anymore. When Lily bent to pick up her glasses, her hands were steady. She slid them back onto her face, met Mason's wide eyes, and said quietly, "Don't touch me again." Then she walked away. That should have been the end of it, but it wasn't. The school buzzed with the story. Half the students didn't believe it. The other half looked at Lily differently, not with pity, but with a kind of respect that made her uncomfortable. Teachers called her in, worried, but when the security cameras confirmed what happened, the truth was clear. Mason had grabbed her first. She defended herself. For the first time, Mason faced consequences. Detention, suspension, community service. And as for Lily, she didn't want revenge or attention. She just wanted peace. But she got something else instead. Courage. People started talking to her, quietly at first. Other students shared their own stories of being picked on, laughed at, ignored. Lily listened. She understood. And one afternoon, she did something she never thought she could. She started a self-defense club. At first, only 3 girls showed up. But word spread, and soon, a dozen students filled the gym mats, learning how to stand tall and protect themselves. The same girl who once walked with her eyes on the floor now taught others to meet the world head-on. Mason eventually apologized. Not because he wanted to, but because something about the silence that followed his fall changed him too. When he saw Lily weeks later, leading her club with quiet confidence, he realized the truth: she wasn't weak, she was strong enough to forgive. Years later, Lily would look back on that day, the day her glasses broke, the floor cracked, and her fear shattered with it, and she'd remember it not as the day she fought back, but the day she stood up. Because sometimes strength doesn't roar. Sometimes it trembles, stands anyway, and says, enough. And that's the message Lily carried for the rest of her life, that real power isn't about hurting others. It's about refusing to be broken, no matter how hard the world tries to make you fall. That day, in a cracked school hallway, a quiet girl didn't just flip a bully. She flipped her story. And in doing so, she taught everyone watching what it truly meant to be strong.